So what skill are we covering today? Soccer defense techniques while defending in a 2v2. So let's start off by listing those 3 important points that we're going to be covering in great detail today. First, we want to slow the forward's momentum so that we can allow more teammates to come back and help support us in the 2v2. Second, we want to bring those attackers as close together as possible, because the closer they are, the less the ball traveling can beat us and the more that they'll individually have to beat us with their skills and less with those dangerous passes. And third, we want to make sure that we focus on the positioning based on which attacker has the ball. So first, that important point is we want to slow those attackers' forward progress as much as possible. So what that means is, in a 2v2, you want to slow the speed of play so that more teammates can come back and support you. So what are some ways that we can do this? Well, giving them a little more space between you and them, because the closer you are, the more it will speed up them doing a foot skill, trying to push by you and really speed up that play. So keep that distance between them. And also, as they try to explode by you, make sure that you're getting your arms out. Not grabbing on them, but getting your arms out enough so that you're slowing their ability to run quickly by you. And especially if you're outside the 18-yard box, as long as you're not being too handsy on them and you're just using one arm and using that forearm of that arm, it's going to be very hard for that referee to call a penalty against you. All right, that second point is, if you can bring both of those attackers closer together, you can have a lot more legs, both defenders' legs, swinging and trying to kick the ball away. The closer they are, the less scary they are. The further away they are, the more that a pass can really mess up your defending. So make sure that you're trying to bring them together and make it so that they have to beat you with their skills versus having to beat you with a pass, because those passes can be very dangerous. So now, something to keep in mind, a really good striker is going to take their first 2 to 3 steps in the wrong direction, hoping that you start off cutting off that lane that they're starting to run in so that they can really run in the direction they want. So make sure, again, you're keeping enough space to avoid getting beat by a few fake out steps that an attacker may take. So now, in those comments below, make sure to comment yes if you normally try to bring those attackers closer together in a 2v2. However, if you normally don't do that, and for a long time I didn't even think about doing that, then comment no, saying that, nah, I really don't try to bring those 2 attackers closer together while defending in a 2v2. 3 to 5 yards of space between you and the player without the ball decreases the chance that the attacker without the ball can make a quality run past you and be played the ball by their teammate. Understand that if you are covering the player without the ball, you must be closer to the net than your teammate covering the attacker player with the ball. There are 2 reasons to be positioned this way. First, if the ball is passed, you will have time to adjust your position and move closer to the player who now has the ball. However, if you are farther from the net than your teammate, while guarding the player without the ball, you allow an easy passing lane for the player with the ball to take advantage of, which almost guarantees a shot on goal. Second, if the opponent your teammate is guarding dribbles past your teammate with the ball, you will be positioned properly to run over to provide help. Notice in the image that the defender closest to the player with the ball is 2 to 3 yards away. However, the defender covering the attacker without the ball is 3 to 5 yards from that player. If the ball were to be played horizontally to the other attacker, this is a good thing because the ball is not making any progress up the field and is only taking time to allow your teammates to hustle back to support. If this should happen, then the defender now covering the person without the ball should drop back so that they are 3 to 5 yards away from the player without the ball. The defender of the player who just received the ball should now reduce the space between them to only 2 to 3 yards. In essence, the right defender in the image would shift forward if the ball were played to the attacker he was defending, and the left defender would shift backward to provide more space between the attacking player and himself or herself. So now, the big thing to avoid is allowing those forwards to get you 2 defenders spread out. The more spread out you are, the more easier it is for them to be able to dribble past you 1v1, and the easier it is for them to find open passing lanes to just quickly play the ball by, allow that other attacker to run onto the ball, and basically have that attacker just having to go against beating that goalie. So how do we work on that skill? Well, go to the field with 3 other teammates or friends, and in that 18-yard box, work on that 2v2. If the attackers can get to the other side of the 18-yard box successfully with the ball, they get a point. And if those defenders can stop them, then they get a point. And continue to rotate so that you're both attacking and defending and working on all those skills. But especially if you're a defender and you've got an attacker there with you, then leave them attacking, you stay defending, and count up those points at the end to see who did the best. If you want to learn more about how to be the best defender in the league, then grab the 5th book in the Understand Soccer series, Soccer Defending, today on Amazon.com using the link in the description below. So that pro tip, in order to be more explosive as a defender is don't ever allow those attackers to catch you two defenders flat-footed. If you're ever standing like this, it's going to be so easy for them to blow by you. So make sure your body positioning is good, that you're trying to stand a little bit to the outside of them to force them in to your other teammate, and that we're active and on our toes. We want to make sure we're on our toes so we're very explosive and we can change direction super quick, and if they should try to push by us and explode by us, we can explode with them, stay with them, get our arms against them, and easily kick that ball away.